So it's the final 3 events on the final day of the 2020 World's Strongest Man competition. So I needed to jump on here and give you the latest predictions on how I think everybody will do in these last 3 events, and therefore the overall podium. Ciao, homie! So, let's go back to my trusty spreadsheet that we've been using for all these videos throughout the World's Strongest Man and look at the original predictions I had. So to remind you, I had Brian Shaw winning the competition, which isn't looking so good right now. Jerry Pritchett number 2, JF Caron 3, so that was your podium. I had Stoltman 4, Novikov 5, Luke Richardson 6, Smaukstelis 7, Adam Bishop 8, Kevin Ferris 9, and Graham Hicks, who has now had to withdraw with a bicep injury, I had him in 10th. So, we had the results of the first 3 events yesterday, which I made a video about. You should go check that one out as well. It's very informative. And so, with yesterday's events, we had the loading medley that had the anvil carry into that 3 dirt bike super yoke. We had the silver dollar max deadlift, and then we had the keg toss. Again, the silver dollar max deadlift and log ladder seem to have been switched from what Colin Bryce originally told us on the first day of coverage. So, the way that all shook out is here as follows, and so the placing with those 3 events, which again, I went through all this in another video, but the placing was Novikov currently in first place with 25 points, Bishop in second, JF Caron 3, Tom Stoltman 4, Jerry Pritchett 5, Brian Shaw down at number 6, so not looking within striking distance, Kevin Ferris 7, maybe overperforming what people thought he could do, Smaukstelis in 8, Luke Richardson 9, and Graham Hicks 10. And by the way, let me take a quick aside to tell you that is the correct pronunciation. I found Facebook when Smaukstelis first joined World's Strongest Man competition in 2018, so this is actually his 3rd time here, and that is how he pronounces his own name. It's more of an SH at the beginning, and it's more emphasis on the first syllable, so Smaukstelis. That's how he pronounces it himself. So if we take my predictions together with what happened yesterday and what I had originally predicted for these remaining 3 events, Log Ladder, Hercules Hold, and Atlas Stones, and combine those 2 things together, here's what we end up with. So in the red is the points that I would expect competitors to gain in today's events based on what I had originally predicted. So log ladder, I had Jerry Pritchett winning that one, so he would have 10 points. Then I had Luke Richardson second, he would get 9. Then I had Brian Shaw third, so he would be getting 8 points. Then I had JF Caron, so he would have 7. Then Novikov, who would have 6 points. Then Smaukstelis with 5 points. Tom Stoltman 4. Kevin Ferris 3. Adam Bishop 2, and there is no 1 point because, again, Graham Hicks, unfortunately, had to withdraw with a bicep injury, so I don't think that the points structure will be altered so that somebody gets 1 point, but who knows, that might happen. But I think that'll just shift everybody by 1, so it shouldn't change the order of any of this. Then, I'm expecting Brian Shaw to win the Hercules Hold. Let's see if that comes true. He's been underperforming. Let's be honest. He admits as much on his own channel. He made a video yesterday admitting this where things just aren't clicking the way that he would have expected them to. The reasons why, I mean, I think a couple of times he hesitated, like picking up the anvil. He kind of just took a split second to pick it up on the second try instead of the first one. It's little things like that. Like, he didn't lose by a lot in a lot of these events, and little things like that kind of cost him placings. And so I have him winning the Hercules Hold. I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to stick to all of the things that I said in my last prediction, just for the sake of not being too revisionist. Then I had Novikov coming in second, so he would get 9 points there. Jerry Pritchett would be third with 8. And then I expected Ferris, based on his grip events previously in this World's Strongest Man, to come in next with 7 points. Caron with 6. Tom Stoltman 5. Smaukstelis with 4, Adam Bishop 3, and then I had Luke Richardson coming last in the Hercules Hold, so he would have 2 points. And then, of course, the last event for today Coming up today would be the Atlas Stones, and so I'm expecting Tom Stoltman to win that with 10 points. I'm expecting Brian Shaw to come in second with 9. Again, if he can get that timing and that pace down and clean it up from what he's done in the other events, I think he'll roar back and have renewed vigor today. I don't know if he'll have renewed technique though, so we'll see. JF Caron I would have next with 8 points, so coming in third. I would give Jerry Pritchett 7 points. I'm expecting him to come in the next, fourth place. Bishop with 6 points. Novikov 5. Smaukstelis with 4. And then Luke Richardson would be getting 3 points. And then for ninth place, I have Kevin Ferris with 2 points. So if you add those 3 totals of what I had previously predicted together with what happened on the first 3 of the finals events yesterday, what do you come up with? You do, in fact, come up with Alexei Novikov as your 2020 World's Strongest Man winner. So a difference from any of my previous predictions, but he's been really strong. So again, I don't have him winning any of these 3 events today, but he's accumulated enough, and I think he'll do well enough in the Hercules hold that he will win World's Strongest Man by half a point. And again, if Brian Shaw gets it together and performs in these 3 events today like I think he can, I think he'll make up a lot of places here and move from 6th up to 2. So, the big question, the elephant in the room, can Brian Shaw win his 5th title of World's Strongest Man today? I think pretty emphatically no. I think there's too much room to make up, and I think he will not. Can Brian Shaw get on the podium? I'm thinking yes. I have him up to number 2. I think he can get to 2 or 3 today with the right performances on the right events. So I expect Jerry Pritchett, if you take these things into consideration, to come in third, which would be awesome. I love Jerry Pritchett. He's a no-nonsense man's man. Like, whenever they try to interview him and talk about how good other guys are, it's as if he doesn't even know other competitors are there. He's like, deadlift, yeah, I'm really good at that. I did 1,083 pounds or whatever his best deadlift was. It was over 1,000 pounds. And he's just no nonsense. He knows what he can do, totally irrelevant of what other people can do. So that's why I like Jerry. And putting these points together, I think for the first time on my predictions ever, JF Caron comes off the podium, so he'd be number 4. I think he and Jerry are interchangeable. They would be a point apart here in this prediction, so that can go either way. And then I have Tom Stoltman coming in 5, Adam Bishop 6 with 33 points, Aivars Smaukstelis coming in 7th with 25.5 points, Kevin Ferris with 25, Luke Richardson 23.5, and again Graham Hicks withdrew, so it would just be the 9 placing. So that is my prediction. Novikov to be your 2020 World's Strongest Man winner, with Brian Shaw in second, missing his 5th title this year, and potentially his last chance to really be in his prime. And Jerry Pritchett number 3. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these predictions, especially taking the mathematics that I've done into account, not just kind of thinking emotionally like this guy's going to win and you're crazy about this other guy, but actually do the math and go through it like I did and tell me if I'm wrong anywhere and if I've calculated badly somewhere. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and let's all tune in about 4 hours when Facebook Live feed about the recap tells us what actually happened. We'll see you then. So if you like this video and haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing using that button right there. And also stay tuned for some other videos that you might love blooping up right there. This one is the one that YouTube thinks that you will like the best, and this one is the one that I think you will like the best. As always, share this with everyone, and until next time, ciao, homie.